Hello, hi guys, how are you? It's Dr. Angie Cross, and I am going to bring you some great tips for overcoming that late night snacking. So, we just got done with Christmas, and my little Christmas tree is still up. I need to get that down, but I really think that this is a topic that so many people struggle with. I know I struggle with it sometimes. I know a lot of people are asking me, Dr. Angie, I can do really good during the day, but then by the time the night hits, I just fall apart. So if you struggle with late night snacking, tell me what your snacking is that you go to. You know, a lot of times it's either going to be salty or sugar, right? Those are our two comfort foods. So first of all, I want to tell you why late night snacking and kind of that later part of the day is that you're hungry. I want to educate you on, if you know why you're going towards the food at night, you'll be likely to make better decisions next time. So here's the thing. A couple reasons that people crave food or they go to eating later at night after they've eaten, right, is there's number one, a bad habit's been established. So I think we would all agree that you have to get yourself out of the bad habit. But also what happens is at the end of the day, we get tired. And when we get tired, not only does our willpower go down, but our biochemistry actually changes. So we want to bring that cortisol down, that a lot of times people have high cortisol during the day. So our body naturally wants to lower that cortisol. So what is going to help bring that lower cortisol? A lot of times food can do it. Drinking a glass of wine. How many of you guys go to wine at night to unwind, right? I always used to say, well, at least it's a glass of wine. At least it's not like I don't need drugs. I'm not on any medication. Like at least, you know, it's a grape. So I just want you to know, I actually went through a cycle. Oh man, it was probably 15 years ago. So that was shortly after the babies were born. I think I was just a hot mess. But I remember going home and just like craving that wine. And I think it was like 4 or 5 nights a week. I'm embarrassed to say that now, but I remember thinking to myself, this is not normal. This is not healthy. I've got to stop this because this is a bad habit I've developed. And I just remember like craving it at night. But long story short, after a week of making that decision, I kicked that bad habit. Now, you know, I can go a whole month without drinking a glass of wine. But what happened is stress was so high, and this was also kind of the time when I was going through my hormonal hot mess. My stress was so high that your body, you guys, your body will do whatever it can to either release serotonin, release dopamine for that pleasure, or to reduce the cortisol, because your body knows. That's the thing I want you to realize is your body has this beautiful innate wisdom that it knows exactly what it needs for that specific given time, whether it's the time of the day or the time of the month, right? How many of you ladies want chocolate at that time of the month? Me too, right? So tip number one that I want you to know to quit that late night snacking is knowing your triggers and understanding your biochemistry. Now, what's going to help with like allowing your body to release, to lower that cortisol naturally? Few things. So if you can plan ahead, it will switch your habits. Obviously, you got to break some habits. And it's not easy just, you know, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to just overnight quit these late night snacks. But I promise you, I used to be bad at it, whether it was chips or, you know, I haven't done like ice cream or sweets, but my go-to was always like crunchy and salty. I don't care if it was pickles or, you know, salt and vinegar chips, whatever, but I'll tell you why. Adrenals, your adrenal glands, if you're tired, you're fatigued, you're stressed out, you're running the candle at both ends, your adrenals will make you crave salty food. So if you know that you're one of those people who are craving salty foods a lot of times it's just your adrenal glands craving nourishment. So to lower your cortisol, what I do is have a cup of hot water. A cup of like just plain old hot water, right? You can add tea to it. Like kava is good, chamomile's good, especially in the later part of the night because it relaxes you. Now, the other thing is I literally will just sip on hot water. There's something about hot and calm. So whether it's a hot bath or hot water, heat calms us, you guys. Heat and warmth reduces our cortisol. So if you take a hot bath, you're reducing your cortisol. If you are drinking warm water, you're reducing your cortisol. If you're laying on your warm, like I have a biomat and it's a warm, like kind of healing heated pad, it lowers my cortisol. If you have just even a heating pad, put it on your couch, put it in your chair. It will calm you down. So instead of you feeling like you need to go for chips or ice cream to calm you down, you are actually just promoting your environment to calm you down, right? So heat, apply heat or drink heat, something hot and warm will help. I don't care, it could be even like bone broth, it could be like chicken bouillon or chicken broth, something like if you need that salt, it's better than the chips. So again, we have to address the physiology. If we can address the physiology in your body as to why it's craving these late night snacks, I'm specifically on the topic of salt right now, then you will not go to the food, okay? So salt, you can even have like a little dish of the pink Himalayan crystal salt and then suck on that just so that you get a little bit of salt. You can also drink your hot water or have your hot heating pads or just something to make you feel warm to bring you comfort. Because a lot of times at night, after you work all day, after you've had a busy day, you just want to feel good. You just want to cozy up, and a couple things do that. Wine relaxes us, and food relaxes us, and warmth relaxes us, and comfort relaxes us. Laughter relaxes us. So instead of using food or alcohol, what are the other things that can relax you? So just ask yourself. But I'm a big believer, and one of my tips for you guys, two of them, but I'll count it as one, is hot water and salt crystals, or like something like a little bit saltier like broth or something that has no calories, okay? So that's tip number one, warm and salt, without the food or the chips. Now, number two is, seems simple, you guys, and I'm sorry, like, don't laugh at me, but it's actually out there in a lot of information, and literally, like, I get just ideas, random ideas that I believe are like God's way of channeling through me to give you messages. So brush your teeth right after your dinner meal, right? So go home, or when you're done with your meal, like hopefully you guys are, and that's a whole nother topic, is stabilizing your blood sugar. But after you eat your evening meal, keep toothpaste and toothbrush literally like just really handy. Like if you have a powder room, go brush your teeth right away. So get in the habit, make a new habit of brushing your teeth. Because you know, when you have a fresh breath and you have a fresh mouth and you've just brushed your teeth, you're less likely to just go eat something like 15 or 20 minutes or an hour later. So brush your teeth. I know it seems silly and simple, but it works, right? So you can do that. You can also maybe like, whether it's a natural like little mint that you can suck on, but peppermint, and I have little peppermint oils. Sometimes I'll actually add a couple drops of peppermint, like just all you need is 1 or 2 drops of peppermint oil to your hot water. So I do that probably 3 or 4 nights a week. I'll actually just add a couple drops of peppermint oil to my hot water. So now I'm killing two birds with one stone, because I got that minty breath and I got my warmth, and I usually lay on my biomat at night, right? So these are easy things, and that's what I want to teach is like, what are some easy tips that you can do that will help you with these late night cravings? On the topic of your evening meal, part of that also is making sure you're eating enough during the day. Two things I want to say when it comes to stabilizing your blood sugar. Stabilizing your blood sugar is a whole nother big tip for not eating late night snacks. If you eat appropriate nutrients throughout the day, and you feed your body good fuel, you guys got to look at food as fuel. If you feed it good fuel and you eat enough, and enough protein, that's what I was going to say. You got to have more protein throughout the day, and you will not be hungrier, like you won't be hungry at night. So if you eat enough throughout the day and enough of the right macronutrients, you should be fine at night. So make sure that you're increasing your protein throughout the day. You should be aiming for about half your body weight in grams, right? So if you weigh, just say 200 pounds, you need 100 grams of protein a day. So what does that mean? That means like one chicken breast is around 30 grams of protein. A can of tuna is probably also around 30 grams. So, you know, an egg, I think, is around 7 grams. So you just have to watch your grams of protein. Aim for more protein through the day. Not only is it great for stabilizing blood sugar, but it's also good for building muscle, right? I have a lot of good health tips on all different topics, but for now we're just sticking with snacking at night. So stabilize your blood sugar, drink your hot water, add your peppermint or brush your teeth, have your little dish of salt crystals, like the little pink Himalayan sea salt crystals, and just suck on one or two. So instead of going for the chips, all your body is craving is salt. So that's why I'm like either the broth or the salt crystal, that's all at once. And if you have to, you know, you could do like pickles, things that are low calorie, because we don't want to eat at night, because that's when it just stores as fat, you guys. I am all about like just what can we do so that we don't gain weight eating too late at night, because the reality is, you guys know this, right? I'm preaching to the choir. If we eat too late at night, we're going to get fat. Promise. I promise you, we're going to get fat. Trust me, I've been through the cycle. Anybody else been through that cycle where it's like you get in a bad habit of eating at night, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, where did this come from? So we got to break those cycles. The other thing is, if you're a sugar, like you always have your sweet tooth at night. How many of you guys are sweet tooth people at night? I'm not, thank God. I used to be when I was younger, because our mom fed us ice cream and brownies every night. So, but thankfully, like, I don't have that sugar bug anymore at all. If I crave anything, it's usually salty. And I think it's because I used to have adrenal fatigue, and I can feel if I push myself too much, I'm going to get my adrenal, not go back into full fatigue, but I can tell because it was so bad. It was so debilitating, you guys. I wouldn't wish adrenal fatigue on my worst enemy. I could barely function. I was so exhausted. I just couldn't even, you know, keep up. But thankfully, I don't do that anymore. But I can tell if I push myself too much. If I push myself too much, I'll start craving more salt. And it's not that I, Angie, am craving the salt for emotional comfort. It's Angie's adrenals are craving the salt because I pushed it too much during the day. I pushed myself like a little workhorse, right? How many of you guys feel like you're a workaholic sometimes, where it's hard to stop? There's always something to do. There's always, and then you feel guilty if you actually sit and rest. I am working very hard at trying to overcome that workaholic, because I, you know, had to work hard my whole life. And still, you know, we have to do what we have to do to live in today's world. But it's not good for our health, you guys. And if we want to quit some of these bad habits at night, occasionally you need salt. Okay, so what is my next tip? So blood sugar, eat more protein, got your warmth and your heat because that comforts us, and take your hot bath at night, you guys. The other thing I want you to do is to kill that sugar bug. That's where we left off. To kill the sugar bug is you have to kill off the Candida. Candida it's a fungus and it's a yeast. It's in the yeast family and it's an organism. And what happens is Candida multiplies the more sugar and carbohydrates you eat. So if you're craving a lot of sugar, it's very common that you're feeding the yeast inside of you. So if you want to kill the cravings for sugar at night, it helps to take certain things that kill the yeast. So if you know that you're addicted to sugar, and especially at night, that's when you get the little munchies for ice cream or brownies or cookies or whatever, seriously, start taking something for Candida during the day and it will help. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks and of just saturating your body with these herbs that help kill the Candida, but it works. Some of my favorite things are oregano oil, garlic, caprylic acid, aloe vera, good probiotics, right? So there's probiotics that Yoli carries. There's also some that I have on my ordering site. It's specific for Candida. It's got the blend of all of those things in there. Or just go to Whole Foods or some of your health food markets and get something with oregano oil. Or just look up, how do I kill Candida and yeast? Actually, I'll do another video on that whole topic. I mean, that's a whole nother topic. I used to suffer from that. Thank God I don't anymore, because I always used to crave sugar. And I would feel like, you know, it was just something was inside of me taking over. And that's exactly what it was. It wasn't me. It was the Candida inside of me. So that is how you can stop that nighttime sugar craving, is if you actually change the biochemistry inside of your body to kill off the yeast that's actually making you crave the late night sugar snacks. So that's a good one. The other thing that you could do is for something sweet at night, instead of going for the ice cream, just plan ahead, right? Have healthy snacks or something healthy, sweet. It's all about planning ahead, you guys. Make some fat bombs, right? The fat bombs, my favorite is coconut oil and chocolate protein shake mix and a little bit of like good organic cocoa. I like chocolatey stuff. And then I'll actually add like a couple drops of peppermint oil. The thing is, with the peppermint and the chocolate at night, it like kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. So now my breath feels good and fresh and it's minty, along with you have you're kind of fixing that sugar craving. So if you do have to have something, just have it be super, like, just no carbs. That's the biggest thing. No sugar and no carbs. So you can fix your sweet tooth craving without feeling like you have to go into all of like the calories and the sugar and the carbohydrates and things like that. Fat bombs are great. Even a good protein shake that's low calorie, low carb at night. But honestly, if you kill the Candida and you kill that yeast bug, you won't even have that craving anymore. So kill the yeast, hot water, warmth, get your salt whenever you need it. There's more things that you can do, but those are some practical, easy tips that I really wanted to share with you guys. The other thing is get your journal out. A lot of the late night snacking is really just boredom and emotional issues. Again, that's a whole nother topic we can discuss, is how do we deal with stress and emotional issues. But journal is really good. Meditation is really good. Boredom, you just gotta go to bed earlier. That's the other thing. I used to stay up till 10:30 or 11. Now I go to bed at 8:30 or 9 or 9:30. If you go to bed an hour earlier, it takes an hour window out of your eating potentials. Go to bed early. Brush your teeth at night, right? Okay, let's see if there's any questions. you guys ask me some questions. You guys can still see me, I hope. So simple, thank you. Can you put lemon in the warm water? Yes, you can put lemon in the warm water. So that's good. That's also really good because it's going to help you detoxify. Lemon is really good for detoxification. You're a wino at night. Girl, I've been there. I'm sure you're not alone. There is a lot of winos at night. It's, you know, we rationalize it. It's a way to relax. It's all of that. But it's so hard to lose weight if you drink wine at night. I'm just warning you guys, if you guys are a wino at night, and I used to be, it's going to be hard to lose weight because it's so much sugar that it's going to raise your blood sugar, raise your insulin levels. So I'll send you some prayers. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Drink your hot water. That's the other thing. I used to drink wine, and I don't know why. I do know why. It's because my cortisol reduced. Now I just drink hot tea or hot water at night. And honestly, I feel calm, believe it or not, when I just drink warm, hot water at night instead of wine, because it's calming me down. And that's what I'm after. My heart, my head, I just want to reduce the cortisol. That's also why hot baths are so amazing. Okay. Any other, is that why you have thrush? Yeah. Thrush is very common with Candida. Look at your tongue, you guys. If it's white and coated, especially in the morning, it's very likely you have Candida. The other thing is, if you, there's a test where you get a glass of water and then your first like spit of the morning, I know it sounds gross, but take your first spit of the morning and spit in like the top center of your glass of water. And if you see all these little, like your blob of spit has all these little legs, that's usually a sign of Candida. Also, like if you're prone to like breaking out under your breast, or you get these red spots, or you know, you just have discharge or whatever, that's another sign of Candida. But one of the biggest signs is you're just addicted to sugar and carbs all the time. Yes, energy balls are great. They are so good. They're a great replacement. Just watch the honey. Don't do as much honey. I know the other day I had like a sweet craving, and all I did was I took a little bit of almond flour, and then I put a little bit of cocoa with it and a little bit of our chocolate shake mix. So it was almond flour, cocoa, shake mix, and then some unsweetened coconut flakes, so a little bit of texture, and the almond flour kind of bulked it up a little bit. And I think I might have even put some ground flaxseed in there. And I just stirred it all up, and it was kind of like a little pudding, or not really a pudding, but it was just a little something that satisfied my sweet chocolate craving, and it had no carbs, right? Because of the almond flour. Okay, I have tried, and then I get up hungry. Oh, middle of the night. That used to be me too. When I lived in San Diego shortly after high school, I was a nanny out there, and it was just a bad habit. And it's just a bad habit. Middle of the night, I remember when I was like praying 19 or 20 or 21 years old. I was so young, and you know, I was so skinny then that it didn't really matter, and I didn't gain weight. But man, if I did that now, I would gain weight. So it's a bad habit if you're getting up in the middle of the night. But I would get up and just eat angel hair pasta with marinara sauce. Like, it was just my go-to thing in the middle of the night. Like, really? Pasta in the middle of the night? I would probably do it like 2 or 3 nights a week for like months. And it's like, where did this bad habit come from? It's just a stupid bad habit. So again, now that I know what I know, being a doctor and reading and researching all this, it was just a blood sugar issue. I probably wasn't eating enough during the day. I probably had Candida. I know I did, because back then I had Candida. I was addicted to sugar. I had, you know, some discharge issues. Like, I just always, it was that, which, hello, I was feeding it every night. So Kill off the Candida, that should help. Stabilize your blood sugar during the day, that should help. Tried going to bed earlier, yeah. Okay, stress eating. I will definitely do a topic on that. Apple cider vinegar has helped your thrush. Awesome. I appreciate you guys really just having good interaction. I am going to do a health topic every week as my gift to you guys, so be watching for those. If you haven't, send me your email or put your email down so that you can get my email notifications. Send it to your friends. Ask your girlfriends to join us because I'm going to be doing a lot of good health tips. And I know a lot of you guys are waiting for my 90-day hormone program. I promise you, I am working on it and it's almost done. So it's coming. I promise you, it's almost done. So hopefully that was a great topic that you guys liked. I will be doing more like practical, good health topics. So with that being said, I hope you guys have good luck cutting your carbs, cutting your sugar, cutting your salt, cutting your cravings at night. You guys can do this. Just really, like I said, just go in and apply some of those simple strategies and kill that yeast. If you guys want the link to that specific yeast formula, let me know. Otherwise, just go get some oregano oil. Cook with more garlic. That will kill that yeast off. Take your probiotics, your pure, your supplements. So it's all good. And make sure that you guys eat enough protein. With that being said, thanks you guys for listening, and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye.